Hello and welcome. So if you've ever wanted to sew your own pair of perfect, super cozy pajamas, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we are going to unbox the Holiday Pajamas digital pattern by Etsy. We're going to cover everything from picking your style and fabric, all the way to some surprisingly simple tricks for getting that perfect fit. So let's get right into it.
Okay, first up, let's start with the most exciting part, imagining what you're actually going to create. Let's explore all the possibilities this amazing pattern has to offer.
Just look at these options. This pattern is all about versatility. You can make a classic long sleeve set for those chilly winter nights, or maybe a short sleeve blouse and shorts for warmer weather. Or you could go for this elegant nightgown for some pure, well-deserved coziness. It's such a beautifully tailored look that you can really adapt for any season.
And this right here is the real magic of sewing your own clothes, the customization. This is where you get to be the designer. You're not just assembling parts, you're making choices about every single detail. Are you going to add classic cuffs, or maybe a stylish V-shaped pocket? Or maybe some contrast piping to get that high-end, store-bought look. Every single choice makes the final garment uniquely yours.
Feeling inspired yet? I know I am. Okay, now let's talk about what you'll actually need to bring your beautiful design to life. We're moving on to gathering your fabric and all your notions.
So the pattern calls for lightweight woven fabrics, and here's why that's important. Wovens don't stretch, which is what gives these pajamas their classic structured look. You can go with something cozy like flannel for warmth, or you could choose something like a cotton lawn or linen for incredible breathability. Now for the notions. That's just the sewing term for all the little extras. You'll need some lightweight interfacing to give the collar some shape, your choice of buttons, and some wide elastic for a comfy waistband. The piping and the drawstring are totally optional, but they're such a great way to add that professional finishing touch.
So how much fabric are we talking about here? Well, to give you a solid example, for the short sleeve top in the shorts combo, you'll need about 5.5 yards of fabric, and that's based on a pretty standard fabric width. But don't worry about memorizing this, okay? The pattern guide has a super detailed chart for every single style and size, so you can buy your fabric with total confidence.
All right, let's talk about maybe the most crucial part of any sewing project, getting the fit just right. Thankfully, this pattern makes that whole process really straightforward.
To get that perfect made-for-you fit, you'll start with 4 key measurements, shown right here: your upper bust, full bust, waist, and your hips. Just grab a flexible measuring tape and keep it snug, but not too tight. Now, here's a feature that I absolutely love. The pattern includes 2 separate front pieces for an A or B cup or a C or D cup. This is a total game changer for avoiding that annoying gaping or pulling across the chest, which is such a common issue with button-up tops.
So once you have your numbers, you'll just compare them to this body measurement chart. You want to find the size that most closely matches your measurements. For the top, you'll base your size on your upper bust measurement, and for the bottoms, you'll use your full hip measurement. But what if your measurements don't fit neatly into just one single size?
Well, the solution is a really cool technique called grading between sizes. This is how you create a truly custom fit that you just can't buy off the rack. I know it sounds technical, but it's really just about drawing a new line to smoothly connect, say, your waist size to your hip size. It's surprisingly easy to do, and trust me, it makes all the difference in the world.
And this illustration shows exactly how it works. Let's say your waist measurement is a size 12, but your hip is a size 14. You simply trace the size 12 line at the waist, and then you just draw a new, smooth, curved line down to meet the size 14 line at the hip. See? It's a really easy adjustment that makes a huge difference in the final fit.
Okay, let's dive into the next big step, getting the pattern out of your computer and into your hands as actual physical paper pieces that you can use. This is a super common question for anyone who's new to digital patterns, right? How do you take that file and turn it into a full-scale pattern that's ready for your fabric? Let's break it down.
So the process is pretty simple, but a few steps are absolutely crucial. After you download it, make sure you open the PDF in the free Adobe Reader program, not in your browser, because your browser can sometimes mess with the scale. Next, find the Layers panel. This is where you can select just your size to avoid a whole lot of confusion. But the most important step is printing. You have to set your scale to 100% or actual size. If you skip this, your pajamas won't fit. Before you print all 30-something pages, just print the first one and measure the little test square. If it's accurate, you're good to go.
Seriously, this layers feature is such a game changer. Instead of looking at this confusing web of lines for 15 different sizes, you can just click to view only the one you need.
It makes cutting out your pattern so much cleaner and really lowers the risk of you accidentally cutting the wrong line. We've all been there.
Okay, so now you've got two main choices for printing. The first is printing right at home. You'll print out a whole bunch of standard pages and then tape them together kind of like a puzzle. It's super cost-effective, but it does take a little bit of time. Your other option, if you really want to skip all that taping, is to send the large AO file to a copy shop. They'll print the entire pattern on one huge sheet of paper for you, which is a fantastic time saver.
Let's move on to the final prep work. We're so close to the actual sewing. You've got your pattern, you've got your fabric. So, what's next?
Just a few final checks before you start sewing. First, good news, the 3/8" seam allowance is already built in, so you can cut directly on your size line. Now, as you cut, make sure you transfer all those little triangle marks, called notches. These are like a secret map that helps you align all your pieces perfectly later on. And finally, you'll apply interfacing. It's a special fabric that adds stiffness to the collar and the front-facing pieces. This is the key to getting that crisp, professional look on your finished pajamas.
And that's it. You're ready to sew. We've walked through all the options and all the prep work. So the only question left is, what will you create? Is it going to be a cozy flannel set with long pants? Or maybe a breezy linen version with shorts? The possibilities are all yours. Happy sewing!